things the students have seemed to really appreciate is I give everyone this little booklet of the Constitution. It is, I forget where it's from now, but the National Center for Constitutional Studies. They're $1 each or less for 100. I can't remember. Do you remember? It was a lot less for 100.
I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, they're not that expensive. What I like for the students is it has the Constitution, the Declaration, and the Bill of Rights. It also has a number of quotes from the founders. You can use them to write prompts. The students can try to work with them once they learn a little bit. And something I really emphasize with them, which I've said already, but as an example, the preamble to the Constitution. It's very difficult words. The whole Constitution is very difficult to read. But when they, this wasn't in this unit, but another unit I did, when they see a political cartoon and someone's holding a piece of paper, I have one that I use, and it says, "We the people," on the top, they have to know that's the Constitution. They should also know that the Constitution has 7 chapters, which they call articles. They need to know that word article. And that the first 3 are just who gets to do what in the government. What does the president do? What does the Congress do? What does the court do? But later, when they're home, it takes some initiative, of course, but if they're flipping through here and read it, they can struggle with the words, they can use the words, but they can see that if they saw this language on the test, which they probably will, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress, they'll just know, oh, that means that one of the branches is the Congress, and not have to struggle with every word. One other quick point I wanted to make about the women's suffrage cartoons. That was a much bigger challenge than I thought it was going to be. Because when my students saw the women going off to work and leaving the men with the babies, they thought that was great.
And you're pointing.
Which, of course, I think is great too. And I got discouraged. I have to say, I got discouraged because I was like, how are they ever going to have the mindset of every century in America and know that when that's in a picture like that, that at that time what was going on and the whole women's rights background. And then I realized, no, women's suffrage is going to be on the test. It's one of the content topics. They should know that if you see something about women voting and the woman is walking out the door and the men had the baby, that people then thought it was a bad thing. They don't have to know 50 other concepts from women's rights. They don't really have to understand the 1920s. It's great if you want to do a unit on that, but they should at least be able to see that when you see the word suffrage, it means voting, and that people didn't think it was such a good thing that women were going to go out and leave the babies at home. So you have to play with how much context you need, what you want to tell, how much you want to read, but you don't need to know, the whole history of women's rights so that they can see that cartoon and know what an American is supposed to think about it and what the enduring issue might be. Okay, so Brittany is going to go through some of these.